Welcome back to another great episode on KLB TV, Chattanooga, Tennessee. I am your host, Ken Johnson, and we are talking about boycotting. Is there some place you would like to boycott? I know I could boycott several different places, but the first article is not about boycotting. It's actually about the United Nations and Ethiopia reach aid pack for war hit Tigray. Now, as you can see, this is recent December 2nd, 2020. Now, if you are searching for information on Tigray and Ethiopia, they're going to send you a lot of old articles, so be careful how you're reading that because they want to keep you in the dark. Now, also, we remember the communication for Tigray was shut down through the Ethiopian federales. And so they're limited, but they are actually back on partially, so not to worry. It says Addis Ababa, Ethiopia and the United Nations agreed on Wednesday to channel desperately needed humanitarian aid to the northern region of Tigray, where a month of war is believed to have killed thousands of combatants and civilians. We know that. We've been keeping up, guys. Federal troops have been battling the Tigray People's Liberation Front, TPLF, and have captured the regional capital, Mekelle. And the pact announced by UN officials will allow relief into government-controlled areas of Tigray. The Ethiopian conflict has forced more than 45,000 refugees to flee into Sudan, displaced many more within Tigray, and worsened suffering in a region where 600,000 people already depend on food aid, even before hostilities broke out on November 4th. As hundreds of foreign workers fled, aid agencies had appealed for urgent, safe access. Now, guys, when you have war, they cut off the food supply, lights, water, everything, right? And so, uh, but civilians, don't have anything to do with the war. They're running away, trying to get away. And so that's where this pact comes in to, help the refugees. I mean, obviously, that's what the title is. So we really know the basics of this because we've been keeping up, reported on this. Food is running out for 96,000 Eritrean refugees in Tigray who have fled repression in their own country. So people are running from Eritrea to Tigray, from Tigray to Sudan. Come on, guys. They got people just, come on. What do you want to do? What do you want me to do? Because, I am still the political leader of the world, apparently. Uh, this has become a hot topic recently, and of course, you know why. So let's move on since we know most of this. Most of this is, old news for us, although they are now trying to, of course, since I brought it to light, they have to keep up. Now, this is November 19th, 2020. I just wanted to recap on this for you guys. Make sure you are remembering, and to not just rely on just one source. Ethiopian armed conflict may affect Nile Dam dispute. So we see now that the water and the dam is coming to light now. November 19th, 2020, the armed conflict in Ethiopia between the Ethiopian government and the Tigray People's Liberation Front TPLF, has recently escalated. Tensions began to rise after the Tigray region rejected Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's decision to postpone the parliamentary election because of the coronavirus pandemic and decided unilaterally to hold its own polls in September. On, number, on November 5th, Ahmed declared a wide scale war on the TPLF after the latter attacked a federal military base in Tigray. A wide scale war, guys, for holding an election. I don't know. You tell me what it sounds like. What does that sound like to you? Like, that's beyond oppression. You are really subjecting people to tyranny, especially an autonomous region like Tigray. Now, they are a little upset because the TPLF had dominated the ruling coalition in Ethiopia before Ahmed seized power in 2018, but it has refused to join Ahmed's administration, accusing it of targeting and marginalizing its leaders. So we do remember that Tigray was like only 6% of the total population, but control most of the political power. And we learned last night a very important member of the TPLF, and that really gives him a lot more power, world power. The TPLF, which includes around 250,000 armed fighters, that's 250,000 guys, was also involved in a war with Eritrea over disputed border territories between 1988 and 2000, which ended with Ethiopia and Eritrea signing a peace agreement. Now, that's, like I said, old news. We already know, they got into it because we already figured it out. And now people are just, they're trying to tell a story that we already kind of figured out, right? So let's just move on over to the topic, which is really boycotting. And you'll see that Sudan is sick and tired of you guys sending refugees. I mean, they're already on the brink of desolation, So if you can see this title, let's make sure you're still there. Oh, that is kind of off the mark, isn't it, guys? As you can see, Sudan boycotts Nile Dam talks, further complicating negotiations. Now, they've been talking about this stuff for how long, guys? Take a guess. Yep, you're right if you said 10 years. Now, this is an up-to-date article, or a more up-to-date article. Now, the first one we read really didn't give us much but what we already knew. What are supposed to be three-way talks on the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, the GERD, between Sudan, Egypt, and Ethiopia took one more turn for the worse as Khartoum boycotted the last round of negotiations. Well, if they've been talking for 10 years, I would think, I'm tired of talking too. Some action. Sudan boycotted the latest round of negotiations with Egypt and Ethiopia on November 21st over the over the controversial Ethiopian dam on the Nile River. Because without the water, how are you supposed to, farm or eat or take a bath or do anything? And so you want to plug it up and, control the water. That's really, I can understand, they want to get something going. Everybody deserves the right to have the water that belongs to the earth. It doesn't belong to any one particular people, especially when it flows thousands of miles. So Sudan sees the talks as having failed to yield any results in recent rounds and is calling for there to be more reliance on African Union experts as part of the effort to bridge the gap between the three countries. The African Union has been sponsoring arduous, arduous, but I figured that was wrong. It didn't sound right. Arduous but unsuccessful negotiations between the three parties since June 26th in the presence of experts from the United States, the World Bank, and the European Union. Now, once again, this is an article from November 28th. Let me make sure you guys are still there, because sometimes it tends to not be. As a matter of fact, let's just move that over, and you can read ahead if you like. This is going to be short because you know everything is halted now because of Sudan. Um, they stop feeling. Feeling a dam takes a while, some years. And once you have it full, but they are stopping there. They're stopping everything. All construction slowed, everything. In a press statement on November 22nd, following an emergency meeting of Sudan's Supreme Committee for the Negotiation on the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, Sudanese Irrigation Minister Yassa Abbas said, there is a need to change the negotiation methodology to make a breakthrough that would allow progress in talks. So you're not making any progress. 10 years you're talking and you're moving people around and you're not making progress, guys. Come on. Let's skip down a little bit. Okay, it says this was the first time that Sudan had skipped negotiations on the dam with Ethiopia and Egypt, which could further hinder the already stalled talks between the three countries. Discussions have been ongoing for a decade now, guys. Come on. Is it really? Come on, guys. I haven't had, I was about to say I haven't had a problem that needed resolving and I needed talking. I didn't need to talk 10 years. Although, in hindsight, there are issues that can last quite a long time, but you can come to a resolve. I think maybe I'm the one that doesn't want to resolve the issue on my part in my circumstance. The current round of negotiations with Sudan boycotted kicked off November 21st and were set to last for 10 days. The latest talks came as a result of a virtual meeting November 19th between the foreign and irrigation minister of the three countries, chaired by South African Foreign Minister Naledi Pandor, whose country currently heads the African Union. Guys, basically, you got the gist of it. They want to, get something going. And the talks are definitely, obviously, useless. 10 years of it and you haven't gone anywhere? I don't think so. I saw an interesting video today about it, but I may report on that tomorrow. I think that's about it, guys. You guys know that, what I reported initially after your American elections, that what the outcome would be. And so far, so good. It's really hard to be wrong when you got the facts. I mean, how can you be wrong when you have the facts? So, yeah, fight the steal or whatever their slogan is for the voter fraud scene that's going on now. I know lots of you guys are behind. You still don't believe because that's how you live your life, on belief, and you need to believe. You don't have enough information to believe this or believe that. While weeks have passed by, and the people who I talk to actually know. We know, so we don't have to believe. We don't live on belief. Not as adults. We actually live on knowledge. So you guys continue to keep believing and hoping and praying, and we'll continue to keep knowing that the end result because nobody's gonna. I mean, America's the Come on, guys. Everybody follows America. If America falls due to a lack of integrity and honor, then the whole world goes behind it. Who are you gonna follow? You know what I mean? So you have to understand too that your president lost money coming into the White House. He didn't gain money. He was already a billionaire, so he didn't come into it for the money. He actually lost money, began losing. So that lets you know that he did it for the people, whichever people, and for the country itself at large, because that's who the people are. So it really didn't matter if you were black or white, and it still doesn't matter if you're black or white. It's about the integrity of the elections. You know, can we vote about it? The left says no, the right says yes. Let's vote about it. All right, guys, like, share, and of course, if you are new, go ahead and subscribe, and we will keep you up to date on this unfolding drama as we dig and delve into the past and the present and speculate on future. Okay, guys, talk to you later. Bye.